Good morning. You're listening to 106.1 Praise FM, one of RadioOne's favorite stations. And you are listening to I Know a Place and I Want to Take You There by Dr. Matthew L. Jones. And I like to say sometimes we know a place and we'd like to take you there. Because, of course, I'm your favorite co-host, Jamie Christon. I'm here with your favorite host, Dr. Jones. Good morning, Dr. Jones, on this
Good
last
morning.
Good
morning.
Saturday
Good
of the
morning.
year. It is, right? Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Baltimore. Good morning, the Ravens. Good morning.
The Ravens? Oh, the Ravens get a shout out?
Good morning. Get the Ravens a shout out today. Good morning, Delaware. Good morning, D.C. Good morning, America.
Good morning,
Good morning, America.
Yes.
Happy New Year to all of those who are listening. It is indeed a blessing to be able to come to you this morning. As you know, as last week we encouraged a moratorium on killing each other for these few days. And we pray that it has taken place. We pray that the moratorium that we have requested on last week, the moratorium on shooting and killing one another, will continue to be in place the rest of this weekend. We encourage those who are listening, let us have a moratorium on doing harm to others. I think that as I was speaking on the moratorium in Baltimore, or in those around the country that are listening, as I was speaking on it last week, I think maybe I should have been speaking on moratorium on wars that exist and killings that exist in our wars across this world, because it was done this past week. There were some instances where major destructions took place, both in Russia functions, and also in the function of some of the Israelites' warfares. So let us thank God for the opportunity to do moratorium in Baltimore. It has been a blessing. It seems like it has been fewer attacks this past few days. And we thank God for those who maybe have listened and maybe have withdrawn their intentions to bring harm to others. This is a special season that we are living in. This is a season that I'm going to be talking about extensively, because on tomorrow, because there are some different concepts about this birth of Jesus and the purpose of Jesus. One thing that we know is that we, according to the word, that we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God.
That part.
But it said that the wages of sin is death.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, if Christ Christ comes, he comes to pay our wages of sin. He come to pay the debt so that we do not have to pay it.
Is that the sermon for tomorrow?
Well, the sermon for tomorrow is going to deal with the purpose of Christ coming.
The purpose of Christ coming.
Yeah,
okay,
the
good.
purpose of Christ coming.
So if I don't come to church tomorrow or I don't watch you guys online, I know what you're going to talk about tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we really need to. There are many different concepts, but we really need to understand the real purpose of God, the real purpose of
So that's good.
Jesus
So tomorrow
Christ.
you talk about the real purpose of God. So it's at 10 a.m., right? That's your 10 a.m. service?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
service.
You can watch it live on Facebook, live on YouTube, all the things, right?
Yeah.
So in case you don't plan on making it to Concord tomorrow, you can watch them live on Facebook or YouTube, or you can visit us at the church at 5204 Liberty Heights Avenue, right? Is that it?
Right, that's it. And we also want to express appreciation to those who have been tuning in over the last couple of years, and those who have tuned in 2023. We want to thank those who have not only tuned in and listened, but those who have participated. Those pastors who have come, those business people who have come, those individuals who are continuing to work with us and trying to develop mentorship programs in different locations, and also those who are bringing instruction and teaching and helping individuals to understand how to develop their businesses. And we greatly appreciate those who have made sacrifices to come and to be with us and to talk with the public and to share with the public what they have done and how their businesses is working in their lives and in their community. And we have some people here today going to be talking about how the Lord is blessing them and how they are working in their businesses. So we want to express our appreciation to that. And secondly, we also want to emphasize the fact that beginning on the first Sunday in the year, the broadcast of Concord Baptist Church is going to be extended. We're going to be broadcasting on Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock.
Nice.
Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock. Well, we're going to be from 1 hour from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock on Sunday afternoons.
And 106.1 Praise FM?
And 106.1 Praise FM. And we're going to be talking about principles and life and people who have been involved in making things in our lives and in our communities and in our worship experience, and helping us to understand the proper relationship that we, as children of God, really the reality is that if we are Christian, we're supposed to be ambassadors. Some of us don't recognize that God has assigned us, as we accept Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior and follow the principles of Christ, we have been assigned as ambassadors. You're not just a Christian. You are ambassador. You're one who is representing the principles of God.
No, that's I think that's a big deal. And just quickly, Dr. Jones, because you had spoke on like all of the people that we've had on the show. I mean, of course, we've had lots of pastors, lots of business owners, and I mean, lots of mentors, mentees, and all the things. I mean, from lawyers to assisted living, business owners. I mean, we've had women demolition, construction owners, all the things, right? But the show, if you've never listened before, we're here every Saturday. We come on at 11 a.m., and it's really a mentor strategy program that's designed that Dr. Jones has put together that he ultimately believes will reduce crime, right? And so the goal of the first stage of the plan is to show that spirituality and economics are one and the same, because when spirituality reaches every aspect of our lives and in our communities, when spirituality is the foundation of our communities, it reaches every aspect of our lives. And so the Black church is and has always been the strongest economic entity in our community. And so the purpose of this program is to bring back together the church and our minority businesses. And at the same time, we want to mentor young men and women who wish to start a business by having an existing business of their own or interest to mentor them in. And I always like to stop there because it's not about young people. It is about our young people, but there's no right or wrong age to start a business. You could be 12, 25, 55. Like Dr. Jones has always put out there that we have lots of people in our congregation and other churches and other places that we've connected to where people have started successful businesses over the age of 40. So there's no right or wrong age to start a business. And so these individuals, when we talk about the young people, they could be in your church, your community at large, and just anybody that you're connected to. But by using this method, we will strengthen both the church and the community and all the individuals involved. And then the second stage of this plan is to show that the necessity of the industrial arts and how they should be put back into the school system. And we know that, like in other countries, Dr. Jones has done a lot of research, right? Other countries, they start the industrial arts early on. They started in elementary school, they started in middle school. And so with this method, by the time our kids get to high school, they have some sustainability. They have something to fall back on. If they don't go to college, they have something to do when they get out of school. They have a business they can start. And if they don't finish high school, they still have something they can utilize as a platform to level set in the real world. And then the last stage of the mentor program is to have major businesses tie in employment with home ownership. And so what that looks like is all of our major corporations, from your Under Armours to your Port Authorities to all of these individuals. John Hopkins actually has a program, we found out, but all of these major companies come to our city and whatever city you live in. And so they're in communities where it's impoverished. You see lots of vacant homes. You see lots of, like community, I guess like communities that need to be kind of strengthened. And there are a lot of eyesores in our communities. And so with that being said, if these major businesses would tie in home employment with their employees, tie in home ownership with employment with their employees, then we'll have like a partnership, and then the communities will look better, the homes will look better, and all the things, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of instances where individuals, the credit score that may not be high enough to qualify to buy a home, or their
closing costs, all the things. Yeah.
Even though their income may be adequate, but we're saying that the major business, or any business, whether major or not, can assist them in acquiring their own home. And we know that this will play a major role in changing the attitude of the people that live in the community. If they own their property, they're going to take a different attitude about their environment and where they live, and how they behave in that section.
We know when people own stuff, they treat it better. When they're renting or it's not theirs, they tend to treat it a little different. But in conclusion, like, the purpose of this strategy is to eliminate 50% of the crime within our communities, because we believe that the crime problem is an economic problem rather than just a social problem, and it should be dealt with from an economic perspective rather than a sociological perspective. Is
rather
that it?
Rather than just a sociological perspective. So that's one of the things. So that we are encouraging the business. This is not new. This is not new. Those of you who watch those old westerns,
I don't know how many people listen and watch old westerns.
Those old westerns. A lot of people are still watching those old westerns. One of the stories of those old westerns was there was a lot of robbing of stagecoaches and robbing of banks, and a lot of crime was going on, a lot of killing in Dodge City and those places. And the way they resolved a lot of it, they fixed it so that all those people that were there have an opportunity to have free land. They have a land, exact name of it, land where they will have all of this land, and you can go out, all the land that you stake out, yours. They gave it to you. Free. So a lot of times, some of them staked out 10,000 acres. In other words, it was a huge. If you have all this property and all this land that you got to work, you don't have time then now to rob stagecoaches and banks.
I get it. So that's where
so they gave ownership. They gave home ownership. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Back in the day, to resolve the robbing of banks, the robbing of stagecoaches, and the robbing of all this, they gave home ownership. And it was said that 40 acres and a mule was supposed to have been given to each free slave. Of course, we know that did not happen. It did not happen. There was a recommendation after slavery, but we know that did not happen. If it happened, I would appreciate those who are listening. If it did happen, correct me and let us know that it did happen. But
Now that's gonna make me laugh, Dr. Jones.
my
So
knowledge,
we're gonna circle back. So speaking of things that are happening, do you have, before we introduce our guests, do you have any special days? Because I know typically when we come on the
today
show,
is a special
tell me
day.
what today is.
Today,
Okay,
the Sunday
go.
school is having a cookout right here at the church.
Oh, y'all gonna be on the grill outside?
No, it's going to be in this multipurpose room. They're
What
going
kind
to
of cookout
serve.
is that? Was you gonna have some grilled food in the
They're going to have.
multipurpose?
They're going to have food starting around 12:30.
Okay.
Sunday school. So we're encouraging those. Some of the kids, we have Saturday school and all that.
Yeah.
This is a holiday weekend. Saturday school is not taking place. We had about 5, 6, or 8, 10 kids showed up thinking it was Saturday school.
Aww.
So we told them stay for the church school
Okay.
luncheon
Great idea.
that was going to take place. So they in there waiting for the church school luncheon. Going to start around 12 o'clock. So those who are listening, they may not be expecting you to be here today. If you heard it and they don't come on, and so they will run out of food. Come help them eat up all this food.
At 5204 Liberty Heights Avenue. That's good, Dr. Jones. I love it. And so nothing else for us? No other special days? Today's not like wear red hat day or anything like that? Because I know you normally come with all the reds and the subject lines and all the things. So we good there?
Today, as we know, our total focus today on the
New Year's?
resolutions.
Got you. Okay.
The resolutions.
Let's circle back when you're ready.
Yeah, our total focus is on resolutions. I think individuals, this is the day, today and tomorrow are the days when people sit down and project and plan what they're going to do in 2024. Now, we know that many of you smart people, many of you aggressive people, have already done this this last quarter in the year.
Yes.
We know that you worked on this the last quarter, projecting exactly all of the strategies that you're going to use the coming year. All of you are mapped out, illustrated. But those who have not done it, I'm encouraging you today and tomorrow to sit down, analyze. First of all, number one, sit down and determine the exact function of your budget. Find out exactly the amount of money that you projected that you're going to have coming in. See, before you start strategizing what you're going to do, you need to know what you're going to have to do what you want to do with. That's correct? So first of all, focus and strategize on planning your budget for next year. Now, I know many of you have already done that. I'm not saying that you haven't, but I'm saying that those who have not, I'm encouraging you today and tomorrow, look at your budget. Not only look at your budget, what you're going to do next year, figure out exactly the things that you want to apply any extra focus on. I don't think we should just settle for what we did in 2023. I think we should be analyzing additional focus and focusing on things that we want to add that we did not do in 23 that we want to do in 24. So that's the second thing, the budget, then focus on your projections, what you want, additional things that you want to do. And then when you find out those projected things you want to do, of course, you analyze the costs and the cost factor and able to do those things and once again apply those back to your budget. Then the third thing that you need to do is to create your time. How much time you're going to spend in, what you're going to do, and while you're designing your time, also don't forget to design time for your self-development and time for your spiritual development and time for your relationship development. You should always focus on all of these aspects of your life. There are people that you have in your life that you should be also planning how you're going to relate to them and how you're going to work with them and how you're going to give support to them. And also, never forget, it's more blessing to give than to receive. How much you're going to give to support those who may be at a disadvantage. So that's what we want you to focus on this day and tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And we know that if you are spiritual and you are positive and you are willing to do the best you can for yourself, first of all, and then for others. You know what the scripture says. It said, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second commandment is the same as the first, that you love your neighbor as yourself. So the basic principles of love is starting with loving yourself. If you really love yourself, then you won't do harm to others. So the challenge is to love yourself. That's the main thing. And you know what the rest of that scripture is? It said, on these two commandments, hang all of the rest commandments. If you really want to do the 10 commandments, just do this one. Really, that's one commandment. It's a commandment of love. If you do the commandment of love, you have achieved doing the whole 10 commandments. That's what the word said. You ain't got to get bogged up in trying to figure out what the 10 commandments are. All you got to know is the principle of love. And it's automatically, according to the word, covers all of the other commandments. So that's what we want you to focus on as you develop your plans for next year, because we have some tremendous plans that we are focusing on here at Concord Baptist Church, but not only at Concord Baptist Church, in my business, JL Enterprise Home Again to Assisted Living in Catonsville. And we're going to be doing some extra things. As you know, there's a Concord Business Network that has been developed who are helping develop businesses not only in West Baltimore, but all across the city. And we are focusing across the nation as well. We are projecting the fourth weekend in January to be in Memphis, Tennessee, at a national board meeting. So we are projecting that we're going to be pushing the principles that we have been pushing here across this country. That is the CFOs, Chief Financial Officers, that coordinate all manner businesses across the country.
Yep, there you have it. Okay, good. So are we going to go to our break, Dr. Jones, now?
It's time for the break.
Okay, good. Okay. Hey, waiting
Well, before
on
we go
you.
to the break,
Okay.
do we have a minute to introduce our guests?
Okay, sure.
Go ahead and introduce.
So good morning, ladies. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for coming on the show. And Dr. Jones, you know I'm always like the feng shui person. I like to be, surprised about the guests. But would you guys please introduce yourself this morning to our listeners and let them know about your business and, what Dr. Jones had you on the show for today?
Well, good morning.
Yep.
Good morning to everyone that has tuned in to Dr. Jones' program. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here this morning. Just listen to him talk about strategies for 2024. My name is Aileen Coleman. I am the owner and director of Point of Excellence Beauty Academy. Point of Excellence Beauty Academy is the first and only African-American owned school of cosmetology in this region as of 2024. I've checked with Maryland Higher Education. They cannot verify any other African-American owned schools of cosmetology that have been approved to conduct business and mentor young people and teach them a very lucrative trade. So I'm excited when I get another minute to tell you all about Point of Excellence. When you're planning your strategies for 2024, you want to plan your career and be very, very, very definite about what you want to do and how you're going to proceed.
And we're going to talk about that a whole lot for the next half an hour. And I know that you all going to be able to call in and join in, and she's going to help a lot of people to get started in their healthcare services. And then
Yes, hi, my name is
Get a little
Lisa
closer.
Robinson. I am one of the instructors at Point of Excellence Beauty Academy.
hallelujah.
I'm also a professional stylist and senior stylist of 30 years. This is my only profession I've ever been in, the hair industry. I still love it like it's brand new, and I would like to talk about all the rewards of the industry.
So if she's been in it, and this is the only one, this is the one that God gave her. That's right. See, God, I think everybody has a special gift.
Yes.
And
If you
if you identify that special gift early it'll be the gift that you be involved in the rest of your life. And that's when, because God gives us all a special gift.
Yeah, perfect. So Logan, you'll take us out. Hey, Malik over there at the station.
Is it time to make a change?
Yeah, it's time to make a change. You guys will take us to our favorite song. Okay. No. Do they want us to go?
They want us to keep on going, I think.
Y'all know. Just slim, can I take it like this? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love. Sent by one from heaven up above. Take it from T, it's simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? What? Yep, yeah. Here we go. We are the people who can do it. Oh, yeah. It's time. Time to make the change. We are your people. We can do it. Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to? Seems like everyone is running from the truth.
Yep, yep.
We got stand up and fight, walking through the night. We're the people, we can do it if we try. I know we can do it. Somebody ask me, why do we have to go through it? It's just a test of our faith. Oh, we're living day to day. We don't know where, we don't know when, but it's coming from the sky.
About that time.
Time to make the change.
Yep, yep.
We are the people who can do it. Voices up to you.
It's about that time, y'all.
Time to make the change.
Yep, yep.
We are your people. We can do
Yo,
it.
Mob, kick it for me one more time.
Jesus is spreading mighty fast. Earthquakes are moving through the land. It ain't nothing but a sign that it make up our mind. We're the people, we can do it if we try. I know we can do it. Somebody ask me, what do we have to go through it? It's just a test of our faith. We just live this day by day. Don't know when, don't know when, but it's coming
You know what?
from the sky.
It's about that time, y'all.
Time to make the change.
Yep, yep.
We are the people who can do it. It's time. Time to make the change. We are your people. We can do it.
Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around.
What is Medicaid?
What y'all talking about? Welcome back, welcome back. You're listening to 106.1 Praise FM. Hey, one of Radio One's favorite stations. And you're listening to I Know a Place and I Want to Take You There. This is a mentor strategy program designed by Dr. Matthew L. Jones, and we're back. Like, we just took a quick little break to talk about it's time to make a change because we are the
Yeah.
people that can do it.
We can do it. I'm trusting that that the philosophy that we introduce in will be effective in homes and in lives, and especially in the churches across the city and the country, because the churches can, these individuals who do these that in the elementary school where they teaching these trades and industrial arts and robotic arts and computer and all that in elementary school. These young kids really can pick up the computer and how to do it. And they're teaching this in elementary school. When they get to high school, and if they don't, even if they don't graduate it, we think if the churches pick those kids up and in a mentorship program and help them to understand how the church would help them to start their business in the skills that they have gotten in high school, coming from elementary school. The churches can mentor them. So we want the churches to be mentorship programs for individuals. That's what the Israelites were all about. They were about. Where Israel comes. Israel was the family of Jacob, and God changed his name to Israel. And these people were Israel. They were Israelites because they were children, the descendant of Jacob, and they they were given special jobs and responsibilities and sections. You know, each one of those 12 sons, they assigned them to a section, right? And they were in charge. So that's what the church, that's what the Israelites were about, and that's what the church should be about: playing a role with helping these individuals to be independent, be able to, if they don't have an opportunity to graduate from high school, the church can pick them up and mentor them in their own businesses, or work together with other people in businesses, and identifying the businesses that exist in their churches. We fail to promote and identify businesses that exist right there in our congregation, because we have people who are sitting in our congregation who are going elsewhere to get people done, get things done for them, and they got people sitting right next to them can do it better than the place where they're going to get it done. So we need to highlight those individuals in the congregation who have businesses and promote them. I mean, at least once a month identify all of the business in your congregation. I know we were doing a business. The lady who was coordinating that she was my first woman deacon. She passed away during the pandemic, but she was working on a directory, a church directory for the businesses that existed in the churches, to get it among all the members of the church. So I think the churches should do a directory for all of the people that have business that exist in their congregation, and pass it among the people, the things that they have done. And we have two people here today who are specialized in doing a certain thing, and we're gonna promote them here at Concord and find out we got people who do healthcare services, we got people who want to learn how to do it, and all of this right here in Concord. So we're gonna make sure that we promote this business here at Concord. And we trust that whatever congregation that they are involved in, all congregations that are listening, as we speak to them today, we need you to support them, this business that we are talking about today, in your congregation, wherever you are.
Okay, there you have it, Dr. Jones. You heard it from him, right? So again.
So we're going to talk about these businesses now.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, perfect. Okay. So Dr. Jones, before we went to break, we introduced our new guest, and so you guys have so you own the only African American health beauty business in the state of Maryland.
Yeah, in this region.
In this region?
Yes.
So Top Curl Beauty, I know it's another one in Virginia. So that's not. Does Virginia consider this region?
In this region of
Maryland
Maryland.
DMV.
The only other one, only other African American owned school of cosmetology that I'm aware of is in Prince George's County.
Is that Top Curl Beauty Academy?
I'm not going to call their name.
I don't know.
I'm only going to talk about point of excellence.
No, you're right. No, you're right. No, only because we promoted like all of our African American beauty industry owners on the show. But no, this is perfect. So you guys are in Baltimore. So most of the people that leave. So my question is, if someone's interested in cosmetology and they don't go to a school where it's cosmetology and trade school, they will come to your school. And do people who also study the trade in high school still come to your school afterwards? How does that work?
The young people that study in high school should be ready to take their state board when they graduate.
Okay.
So that's one great thing about the trade schools.
But we have very few. Yes, very few.
But Point of Excellence is located in Windsor Mill, Maryland.
Okay.
As I said earlier, to Dr. Jones, that I've owned this location for almost 40 years.
That's amazing.
I purchased it in 1988.
Okay.
And it was a salon for 37 years.
Wow.
So now it's time for me to retire. Okay. And I'm looking at retirement, but God says no. You're going to teach. You're going to share all the knowledge that you've gained over with these young people that are desperately looking for direction.
Yes, they are, for sure.
So I know Point of Excellence is going to be not only a learning center, but it's going to be a healing center. And everyone on the staff has one focus, and that is to support every need of every student that comes.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so when God gives you an assignment,
Okay. When he
you
gives
don't
an
have a
assignment.
choice. So I can't retire.
What year was that? What year was that?
I purchased it in 1986.
86.
Yes.
You said something about 88. What happened in 88?
That's when, so I purchased it in 86. My first salon was in Catonsville on Ingleside and Route 40, and I was there until 1988. Then
88, you went to.
88, I went to Marriott's Lane in Windsor Mill, and I've been there ever since.
Reason I'm emphasizing 88, that's when I arrived in town.
I see. I see where you're going with it, because that was the year, you know,
That was the
how
year.
stuff was happening around here. And these
Yeah, I
different-
arrived here. Yeah.
So you open up the beauty school, and so now people who if I'm interested in beauty school, what do I need? Like, I don't, so that means I do not have to I don't have to have any experience at a
No
trade
experience.
school or any cosmetology experience. I can just register and come to your school, any
Point-
age.
Point of Excellence.
Point of Excellence.
.org.
.org.
That's our website,
Mhm.
and everything that you need to know about Point of Excellence is on the website.
Okay, well,
Perfect.
say that again. I want you to give your website, your address, your phone number, and I want you to give it about 3 or 4 times. So there are
Okay.
people right there listening. They're looking for their ink pen and pencil right now because they want to make sure that they get a chance to be in your organization. So give your organization name again and email.
It's Point of Excellence Beauty Academy. That name was given to me by God. It has taken me 25 years to gain approval from Maryland Higher Ed. So I did not just get up off the steps and say, I want to open a beauty academy. It's been a long process.
A long process.
And only faith and my trust in God has kept me on this path. So you can find us at pointofexcellence.org.
Pointofexcellence.org. You got that? Point of
And she said you
Excellence.
can find everything you need
Dot
to
org.
know
And the
on
address
website.
is
The address is 3616 Marriott's Lane. That's in Windsor Mill, 1 block off of Liberty Road and Rolling Road. The academy sits on a 1-acre parcel. It's tree-lined parcel. It is such an awesome place to learn, and every instructor is waiting to help you.
Now get that address again.
3616 Marriott's Lane,
Mary's Lane, what?
Windsor Mill, Maryland,
And the zip
21244.
21244.
And the email address is pointofexcellence@gmail.com.
Point of Excellence. So we know that you're going to get a lot of calls. People are going to be coming.
I'm going to be waiting. And the phone number, if you would rather just come
Yeah, phone
straight
number.
to me, 410-922-8282. That's 410-922-8282. Now, we're not there now because we're at Concord. Listen to Dr.
Right.
Jones give us a lot of history on our 40 acres and a mule that we did not get. So please call us on Tuesday. We'll be back in the office on Tuesday, 410-922-8282.
When
Now,
are your next when are your next set of classes? When do they start?
Okay,
your
the next
group?
set of classes will start in March. We start every 45 days.
I like that.
So we're a new academy. We're waiting to help. And one of the things I'm so excited about is Miss Lisa Robinson. She has been so dedicated and so willing and ready and working so hard so she can give you the best knowledge about the industry. So
Who is Miss Lisa
this
Robinson?
is Miss Lisa.
I know. I was just wanted to
Yes.
highlight that. So she said it.
So tell us again. So you say you've been how long have you been in the business?
So straight out of high school.
Okay.
When I was 17, I went into beauty school. Had no idea that this is what my calling and my passion would be.
Okay.
I had a rocky childhood growing up and just trying to feel my way through. I went to beauty school. I've been doing it, like I said, for 30 years. I still love it. I still
Right.
get excited.
When you said 30 years, I was like, oh yeah, she definitely
Yeah.
came out of high school. 'Cause
I know,
you still
I
look
know.
so young.
Thank
Yes,
you.
of
Thank
course.
you. Yes, I still love what I do, and I just have a wealth of knowledge that I can't wait to give back to the
That's a big
industry.
deal. Okay, good. And,
And
so,
we're going to be having different kind of classes during this year that we started last month. Different kind of classes here during weekdays, and sometimes different businesses, different people are showing up.
Absolutely.
We will let you know when those who are coming who are
Yes.
interested in doing
Yes.
learning
please.
how to do hair, so you can show up in our classes
Yes.
here and
And
get.
that's another part of our mission. Just a month ago, we hosted 12 students from Howard County that attend an alternative school, and the love that they said they felt from us. Because I know this is going to be the group we're going to reach, the group that a lot of other people might not feel that they're on the right path, but we know everybody has a direction. Everybody has an assignment from God, and our mission is to work with them and try to bring out the best. And cosmetology is an extremely lucrative profession. And the thing that Dr. Jones, the thing that I have had so many students apply that are having problems getting funding. So that's what I'm trying to navigate now, is helping them to get funding. I do have one scholarship that's going to be available in February. So if you call me on Tuesday, call me and I'll give you the information. You have to apply by February 5th. So far, that's the only scholarship I've been able to secure.
Got to call before February the 5th.
Yes,
And that
call-
phone number
call-
for them to call is,
Call me.
yeah.
Call me.
That's what I'm saying, the phone
Call,
number is,
Miss Aileen, call me 410-922-8282. And I do have information about a scholarship that's available for your cosmetology career.
I
yeah,
have a question for Lisa though, quickly. So,
Yes.
so like when people, so like if I'm listening and I'm interested in cosmetology, right? I'm a young person, and I say, okay, well, the saying is everything's not for everybody. Just because you think you can do something doesn't mean that it's really for you, right? So if I feel like I like doing hair a little bit, or I may be interested in doing nails or something like that, like how do I know if the beauty industry is for me or if it's worth an investment? Like what are some trigger points or some advice you could give to somebody listening? How do they know if this is for them? Just because they can do hair at home, does that mean that this is something they should pursue? Like, what do you think?
That is such a wonderful question. So, first of all, when I went to beauty school, I knew absolutely nothing about hair. Like I said, my mother sent me, it was like, you're going to do something, and this is what you're going to do.
Okay.
So,
heard that
I always had a passion for arts and crafts. So now that I look back, it makes sense. But I didn't know how to do hair. I went to an all-white school, and I was one of the only African Americans, so I wasn't even learning black hair. But, most of the experience comes in when you get in the industry. But what beauty school does is it teaches you technique, it teaches you professionalism, it gives you the skills and the technical aspect of it. You don't learn how to do hair until you're really in the industry. So even people going to beauty school feeling like, oh, I know how to do hair, I'm gonna ace this. It doesn't work like that because there's so many technical aspects. There's chemistry, there's physiology, there's so many things about the industry that's just not hair.
Okay.
So
Is that what makes the state board hard? Like that type
well,
of
no,
stuff?
state board is, well, it's been a long time. I don't know how hard it is now, but I don't think state board is hard. I just think people underestimate how much you need to know, even being a professional. It's not kitchen cosmetology, so that's what
Let me
we
say that
really.
again.
It's not.
Kitchen.
It's
It's
not.
not kitchen
That's my
cosmetology.
hashtag for the day.
Okay. But yes, but one of the important things I would say is you have to be flexible and you have to be willing to learn. If you come into this industry not being open, then it's probably not going to be a good one for you, because there's always going to be someone who may do it better than you or different from you or can teach you a different technique or a different kind of client. Just because you took care of this one and she loved it doesn't mean that that one is going to be so easy. So you have to be open, first of all. But don't even go into it thinking I can do hair or I can't do hair, because you're going to learn everything, not just that.
Okay, good. Perfect. And so let me ask you this. So you said, okay, this is a good little question here. So you came out of high school. You've been doing this thing for 30 years. Like, that means, you know, you are a senior, you know, ASAP Rocky cosmetologist, whatever. But how does your, you know, people, there's a mythology about cosmetology and a myth that, you know, once you do it for a certain amount of years, your body feels a certain way. How do you feel physically right now? How does your hands feel? How does your back feel? How do your legs feel? How do you feel? And how do you take care of yourself?
Oh my goodness, you're asking all the right questions. I love it. So yes, this industry has definitely been very taxing. I've had different arthritis conditions. How I have managed, and like I said, I still love what I do. So it's kind of hard for me to like, oh, I have this ache, I'm not going to do this anymore. I do acupuncture. I've done it religiously for I don't do it right now because I have my pain management under control, but I've done acupuncture over the years. That's been very helpful. I also stay fit. I do not play about the gym. So I try to keep my weight, thank you. I try to keep my weight under control. That's very important. I eat the way that I should. When I was younger, it's very common for stylists to miss meals because we're working all day. So I make sure that I get my nutrition. I make sure that I take my supplements. I do sometimes have aches. My hands hurt sometimes, but you know, I wake up in the morning and I'm good again. So, and I usually don't feel achy when I'm working. It's the after effect. But everything that you do, if you do it for long enough, you're gonna have some effect.
Just like sitting at the
So
computer,
it's
everything.
worth it.
Let me help you. There's a vitamin that will really protect you from aching, your joints and stuff. They call glucosamine, Glucosamine.
Dr. Jones, give it to me from the top.
Glucosamine, Glucosamine.
Okay.
Now there's a special that they are talking on talk shows, on special YouTube and stuff about the vitamin that you can take, and they recommend that you take because this prevents the body from aching, right? You know, but they don't name this one, but I know that this is the same one that they're trying to sell in a different way. So,
exactly. And speaking of vitamins, so this is my last little question for
we have
both you ladies, because you guys have found the balance here. So speaking of vitamins, healthcare, 401k, retirement, all the things. People always, I know, like, people are listening all the time, and people love the beauty industry, but I think with the way that the world is going now, people are apprehensive. But I'm looking at you, so obviously
It's included. It's included in our curriculum.
Okay, so see, that's what
Yes.
you want to teach that. That's what I wanted to hear. Yes.
You know what? Because I was a salon owner for over 40 years, a lot of the stylists that came in had graduated from cosmetology school. They had their license, but they didn't have like the basic
fundamentals to know how to do it.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Yes.
That's why when you graduate from Point of Excellence, you won't have a problem getting employed because they were like, oh yeah, she's coming from Point of
So they're
Excellence.
going to know about
We're
health
go-
care.
They're gonna know about
how to
everything.
save their money,
Yes,
401k, how to
yes.
retire, all of
Checking
that.
account,
Okay.
savings account, they're gonna know all of that.
Because both you guys look like you're not doing too bad for yourselves. So it obviously
Thank
means that
you.
you guys have adapted that. And so just one last thing before we go to our resolutions. Tell me, what is your favorite thing, or maybe your favorite style? What is your favorite thing about the beauty industry? Like, what is like your?
I'll go first.
Yes,
Because
tell
she's
me.
younger.
Okay.
She-
Yes. No, that part. Yes.
I'll go first. My favorite thing is connecting with my client. I have clients now for 30 years. They're still my friends.
Praise
It
the
is
Lord.
It has got to be more than about $1. It's got to be care, helping them, teaching them how to care for themselves.
I love that, the connection, and I love your earrings too.
Thank you.
Yes.
So as for me, like I said, as a child, I loved arts and crafts. So now what I do is I do extensions and hair replacement services for men and women. And what I love about it is
men and women?
men and women.
Okay,
I got
check that
men
real
too.
quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I love is that it allows me to create systems, to think outside the box. Sometimes you have real intricate work that needs to be done. It's not basic, so that's what I love. I love whatever pulls me out, challenges me, it makes me have to think real hard. Like,
Right.
how am I going to make this happen?
That would be me with my locks and my extensions coming in like Jamie. So thank you, ladies, so much. Any shout outs? You
Thank
guys have family members? Anybody want to shout out? Any friends in
I
the beauty
just
industry?
want to
Anybody?
shout
kids
out
in the-
to my son that's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay,
He's
son.
an ordained minister, and he has kept me going through my darkest days. He calls me every day, "I love you, Kevin." I'm shouting out.
What's
to
the
you.
name of Kevin's church out in Atlanta, Georgia?
Well, he's just associate.
He's associate
Yeah,
minister.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, he can
associate
tune in. He tell him to go to
He's-
Concord
So he can
Baptist.
watch.
He's tuned in now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he can tune in and see you too.
Yeah, he's tuned in now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Any shout outs for you or just but matter of fact, I know you got your clients, so I guess you just shout out. What do your clients call you?
Lisa?
They call you Lisa.
Yes,
Okay, all right.
yes,
So
yes.
shout out to all Lisa's clients.
Thank
so it's
you.
perfect. But
Hair
thank
weaves
you.
and extensionsmd.com.
hairweavesandextensionsmd.com.
Yes.
So now I know where to come. Okay,
Yeah.
good. I'm
We
putting the
will
punch
have
line.
watch night services at 10:30 on tomorrow night. Watch night services, and
Okay.
these resolutions,
Okay.
as you're getting ready to mention, will be highlighted.
Okay. Tomorrow night a watch night service. So you 10 a.m. service
10:30,
and then 10:30 p.m. 10 a.m. in the morning.
10 a.m. in the
and
morning,
then watch night 10:30 p.m.
10:30.
They can watch us live or they can come straight here to the church.
Right.
5204 Liberty Heights Avenue.
Watch night services, and we will highlight these resolutions. And also, at 12 o'clock, the service will end, and we challenging all those who are watching to get on their knees with us, because everybody here would be on their knees. That'll be 2 minutes before 12,
Dr. Jones said he ain't getting up the old
praying,
school.
thanking
You will pray
God
the
for
new year around
carrying
here.
us into a new year.
That is perfect. So, guys, look, you've been listening to I Know a Place. We want to take you there. This is our last show of 2023. We thank all of the listeners. We thank our Radio1/Urban One family. Shout out to Malik, our engineers that are in the station that keep this going, and a major shout out to Kathy Hughes for continuously providing this platform and program for us as a people to be able to push the things out in the community that we need to get out there. And again, you've been listening to us live. We've been broadcasting all year from Concord Baptist Church. And super quick before we go off the air, Dr. Jones has these 5 resolutions that he wants to give to you. And if I go off, you just got to tune in tomorrow night for Watch Night service to get the rest of them. But resolution number 1, I plan to go forward, and if I succeed, I know that God did it. But if I failed, I know God has a greater plan for me. Resolution number 2, I will let God be the source of my head, which is my thinking, and the source of my heart, which is rooted in love. Therefore, all that I do will be guided by God. Resolution number 3, whatever I do, whether it is great or small, I will do the best I can. Resolution 4, I will not focus on the problem, but I will focus on the solution behind the problem. And last but not least, resolution number 5, your destiny is not a matter of chance because it is set by God if you choose his guidance. And we are so excited for the theme for 2024, honoring the past, challenging the present, and embracing a new beginning. Behold, I will do a new thing, Isaiah 43:19.
I will
There you
do
go.
a new thing.
That's it. There
These
you go.
resolutions will be supported by scriptures on tomorrow night. May not have an opportunity to cover all 5, but I will select certain one to cover and make scripture references to give support to them.
And one more time, our Beauty Academy, because where they going to sign up so we can have a full class
And the
in
phone
March?
number,
Yeah, and Dr. Jones, would you do the phone number? Drop both.
The phone number is 410-922-8282, and the web address is pointofexcellence.org.
.org. And guys, you got a little bit of time. You can call, get all your questions in, do all the things because class starts in March. So don't play. Spring 2024, on and popping.
And don't
That's
forget
it.
that scholarship is out there.
Oh, yeah.
and also we are pushing scholarships here, so maybe they'll tie into some of the scholarships that we're working on.
Have a happy
here.
Saturday.
I know a place, and I'll take you there.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
Thank you. That
Yo, what's up? I'ma keep it